So, I mean, I don't actually even have to filter on this criteria necessarily, but I'm going to anyways. So yeah, influence list. So action dictionary, influence list, right? Because this case we are indexing the action dictionary because we need to get not the influence total, but the player total. Yeah, okay. So good, good then. So save that, and now both versions of the script are updated. All right. What was I in the middle of doing when that came up? Did I fix? Oh, I still, you know what I still haven't fixed yet though is the. No. Actually, no. That change should now fix the thing about. Well, no. You know what? I lied. I am going to restart the script because I like that. That should have been a positive change, right? But like that shouldn't have been like the. Like we saw. So okay, there were two things that were wrong with what we saw earlier. At the mid-time of the. So at the event. The kidnapping event or the rescue event or whatever, at the midpoint of it, so Trusty Bard said balance is key to success here. To achieve it, you'll need more options. There are two reasons that was wrong. For one thing, I want Trusty Bard to be cognizant of all of the action tags that are prescribed or pre-written into a fixed action event. So he should never say to achieve it you'll need more options because that's only valid in a ad lib event. Oh no! Wait a second. That actually was correct, right? Yeah. No. Okay. So right, I was thinking that like that meant that there were literally zero options, but no, that's what Trusty Bard says. No. Okay. So the rest of it is correct. I didn't have to restart the script. The rest of that's correct because I mean it's not a bad thing. The math was all screwy in that one. So okay. No, yeah, Trusty Bard. The key to success here. That's what Trusty Bard says if there's literally only one option taken. And I had said plan, so Trusty Bard was like, okay, the only thing that's been said here is plan. You can't have balance if literally only one thing has been chosen. So no, if literally none of the options had been chosen, he would have said something different entirely. So yes, okay, the rest of that actually is correct. So good. Good then, good. Ship it, or at least restart the script in the near future. All right, and yeah, so I'm gonna stop. Like like if we hit more bugs and weird crashes and stuff, I will update Journey Stable so that we can keep the game running and stuff. But I'm probably gonna wait until the end of the day to actually like shift all those changes into the main script. Yeah, because now we can just take an easy diff using the Journey Stable and Journey Stable orig. Okay. So yeah, so what actually we were in the middle of? Oh yes, okay. So I hadn't. I think actually, so when we were adding the player, we were now skipping over a bunch of stuff in the case that it's a brand new player altogether. So the one thing I wasn't sure about is like, do I need to initialize any of these things to like non-standard values? The name, not really, because we take care of the name when the player actually comes out of lurk mode, and then player dictionary name. Name width, again, we'll take care of that when they come out of lurk mode. Player dictionary name bonuses. Bonuses. No, these are like for the right. So like for the starting player, like these values, all of like the default values are the correct values. So I think we can literally just go like this. Session, karma history, whether they're banned, what level they are, their level experience, the level percentage, and so yeah. So we'll just check, just to be sure, we can check like are these values all correct? Like name width, yeah. So like if they don't have a name until they actually like the players don't have a name until they need a name. That's like the new thing that we're doing, right? Like no superfluous. Oh, hey, Kamega, how's it going? Oh, and Trent, hey. Sorry, I was like super scrolled up in chat because I was like debugging something, so I didn't even see you guys. Come in. Welcome. How's it going? 9-hour stream last night. That's it. That's how it's done. Good job. You stream late though, don't you? Don't you usually when I see your stream up, it's like I think a lot of times I think you don't even get started until after I'm done streaming, and I like, wow. So yeah, that's that is hardcore. um, hey, how's it going? I yeah, I've been building up a tolerance to streaming. Like I've literally like been developing like stream like fortitude. Like when I first started streaming, I think I could do like I don't know, like maybe like 10 hours in a week, like little chunks here and there, and then like it's whenever I get out of the habit of streaming, I can restart the script at this point. It's been down long enough. Whenever I get out of the habit of streaming, like it feels hard to get back into it, but like yeah, like I do try. I'm weird. I like try and like. Sorry, I'm freezing the graphics just so I can like put it into position. Okay, I like I like one of my goals like on a weekly basis is like let's see if I can do just a little more streaming. Like how much streaming do I want to do? I want to do this much. Let's see if I can just do a little bit more. So like yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and the scheduling stuff. That's like the biggest obstacle, right? It's just like cutting out that much time in a day. Because like I don't know if other people get like the same thing, but like there's a whole big chunk of time before I even start streaming, and there's like a little chunk of time after I'm done streaming, which like I have to set up for the stream and I have to clean up afterwards. So like I mean it's little things like, but I don't know. It's stuff like that. Like if you stream for like 9 hours a day, you probably put in at least a good 10 hours of work, I bet. Or at least that's how it works out for me a lot of the time. I don't know. All right, let's so okay, so yeah, so I'm still in the process of changing it so that we don't save superfluous player data. And I think now at this point I've made it all the way through the adding of the players. Oh, I'm on the wrong side of the script. Or I'm on the wrong script. So right, so now we've made it through add player. Right, so now we can hop down to the bottom here, and so let's continue looking at places where we reference. Let's continue looking at places where we reference .txt because it'll be the places that we're saving this stuff. Yeah. Okay, so add experience is a big one because add experience was like this is now add experience is now going to be the place where most often we're actually creating this data because. This is like the place where like players actually like become like real players or whatever. Like this is a place where like once you gain your first point of experience, that's when your data gets saved now from this point on. So 72-hour game dev stream, that is impressive. That is 72 hours? Yeah. Yikes. Wow. Yikes. I will never do that. I can say with 100% certainty, I will never do a 72-hour stream. Excuse me. Okay, wait, so yeah, where are we referencing like .txt? Okay, yeah, so right, so in this case, we've been taking advantage of the fact that we could assume the presence of this data. So what we have to do now is, well, I'll say like, so, oh yeah, so pfpath, so if os dot, or if not os dot exists, path dot exists, pf name, pf path, then, I mean, it's simple, right? All we have to do is say os dot mcdir, and mcdir spelled correctly, and then we make this directory, and then we can save it. Oops. My fingers are so bad at the not doing typos thing. They're really good at the doing typos thing. The not doing typos thing, a much harder time with. Yeah. Huh. You know what's funny? You know what's funny is that the very first level, you get your very first level when you gain your very first point of experience. So technically, this will always evaluate before this. So technically I don't have to call the if exists PF path. And that's actually really convenient. And I think I'm going to do that. It feels a little dirty. It feels a little cheaty dirty. Because if I ever make it so that level 1 takes more than one experience point, then like it will change. But um I kind of miss I think part of the reason I'm so bad at like typing my variable names correctly is that I learned to program in C languages and like I mention this every now and again. The nice thing about C languages is that they'll yell at you if you typo one of your variable names. They'll be like, "Hey, that is not an okay variable name," which I don't know. Sometimes it's nice. If you can't trust yourself, it's nice that you can at least trust your compiler sometimes. And I kind of can't trust myself. Okay, so for the linked stuff, no, for the linked stuff, oof. I think for the linked stuff, I have to I have to check more. Oh, I actually am already checking more ambitiously. Oh, wait, why am I saying PF path here, but then I'm not using PF path in the second line? Okay, so I guess I technically already am doing that. This feels a little bit, like a little bit much. I wonder if there's like a way that I could... No, I was gonna say, I wonder if there's a way that I could like reduce the amount of data writing for like linked players. I don't know. I might not worry about that. Do I want to worry about that? Maybe. Because I was just thinking, like, what if I, like right now, there are two separate data files, and we update both of them? I was just thinking, like, what if instead of, what if I just kept track of the linked experience in, like, this, because, like, the linked experience, like, for, like, most players, it'll never matter. Because as the only time it ever matters is if players ever unlink their accounts. So I'm thinking, actually, yeah, I should probably, instead of keeping track of, like, yeah, there's a bunch of data in that regards that I just should not be worrying about. Mostly the experience data. Yeah. So I don't know if I want to do that right now, but I'll add a note to myself as something to do as part of like the whole ongoing process to cut down on data calls, on data writing. Save linked exp on player and transfer on unlink. Yeah. Oh, and then actually a prerequisite for that is like set up frick. The script just crashed. Why did the script just crash? Oh well. Alright, it crashed before Trusted Bard could even say anything. So great. Alright, so I'm just gonna take the script down. Actually, I guess I don't have to yet. I'll take the script down in a moment. Komega, I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm gonna ignore it. Set up what? Set up oh yeah, like, so like cache, set up like exp cache to like install discretely discretely. I always get my discretes confused. Discretely on add player. Yeah. Right, because oh yeah, so the thing that I can't do right now that there like sometimes like I kind of wish I could do it. Um, there's no clean way for me to just add experience to a player. Like if the script isn't like yeah no just in general there's no super clean yeah I'm ignoring you Kamega, don't be a troll. Um, there's no like clean way to just add experience, and so when I transfer the experience on Unlink, I'll want that clean way to transfer the data. So I'll want to do both of these things, and I'll do them. I don't know. I'll move them up here. Uh, this actually isn't that urgent. Like this isn't a huge priority, but it is like a thing to do. So uh, oh yeah, sorry. I didn't even read what Trent had written earlier. Sorry, out of the corner of my eye I saw it, but yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, the thing about being entertaining while thinking at the same time. That's like the main reason I tend to zone out of chat a lot of the time is that I'm like trying to yeah, it's like it's you have to you kind of have to split your focus that way. Uh so thank you, Trent. Thank you, Trent. All right, so what is this crash about? For AI in Ev. Oh, why did I put the open close parentheses? Why did I put the open close parentheses there? That's stupid. I guess maybe I'm just still not used to. Whoops. Oh, I'm still not used to the yeah calling dictionaries not by their keys. Uh, so. Yeah. I probably didn't even do that. Oh, so yeah, I can restart the script now, I think. Uh, I probably that was probably just like a stupid brain cramp that I probably didn't even do that in this other version of the script, right? I probably probably over here it's like what would it be? It'd be like action dictionary equals yeah I didn't yeah it was just a stupid like brain cramp. Okay, so right, so back to where were we? I was in I was looking at the link the part where we add experience to the linked accounts, which is set up like correctly now, but like I want to change that in like different ways. So yeah, so I what do we do here? We say like I right. So let's go back up to add experience, and then continue on and stuff. Add experience. So right. So we add experience, and right now we're adding it to the linked player as well. But like I just want to get rid of this whole chunk here, because we'll just keep track of it on the character itself, and then yeah, and that'll be fine. You literally never see the linked character until the unlink operation. And so for some things, like for getting badges, like I might still give badges to both characters because like actually maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do all of that stuff. Yeah, so maybe I won't necessarily do that prerequisite thing about like the adding experience set up experience cache. Because maybe I'll just do like a system for like all just the link data transfer stuff. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah? Oh no, how am I gonna do that? Maybe I just won't care about stuff like bonuses. Like maybe for stuff like bonuses, I just like it just won't transfer between accounts. Maybe it'll just be experience that transfers between accounts. I mean that feels a little bad, but it's probably not a huge deal either way. Experience is like the important stuff, and experience is like the stuff that, well, I was gonna say experience is the stuff that, no, I do kind of want to do bonuses too. Bonuses actually, the bonuses is not gonna be that hard, so yeah, no, bonuses will be fine. Yeah, I can do that. I can manage that. It won't be that much harder. But is it actually easier? Like, does it actually make anything better? Um, hmm. I don't know. I can figure that out later. I don't have to. I don't have to solve that right now because I'm still in the process of updating the whatevers to accommodate the absence of this folder and whatever. Right. So it was like so adding experience, that was like another big one. And so now they're now just going to be like other, like here and there will be other instances where, oh wait. Okay, yeah, so we're doing the make dir thing. Okay. Oh yeah, just for consistency, I'm going to put the make dir thing directly before the part where we actually write the data. So like here instead. And yeah. All right. So hey, look, another reference to. Okay, this is a reference to a text file that's not part of the player system. That's like a different. That's like a fixed data file. Um, oh, am I supposed to be restarting the scripts, or did I restart the script too soon? Yeah, I think I restarted the script too soon. This is the thing where it like doesn't actually uptake the player dictionary or like the player list. Whoops. So I should probably restart it. Yeah, fine, I'll restart it. I'll restart it and then I'll wait long enough this time, and then I will I'll activate away mode so that we can make up for lost time. Okay, so yeah, so these are all instances of data that doesn't involve the player system, and so here's an example of where the player system is in fact involved. So pf path. Oh wait, we already have kf path. Kf path. Oh, okay, and actually we're already doing the make dir thing here. So cool. All right. Well then. Good then. How come we're doing it way up here? Oh, because it's an else, because it's an if else, and so we're as close as to this as we can get without, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Sure. So yes, now that one's what we use for all of these cases here, right? Oh. Actually, yes. So I'll say kh path equals. I mean, this is subsequent the thing where we made the directory for the. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is not only subsequent where we made the directory for like that business, but we also made the player directory too, right? Because this is the place where we have to make like 3 subdirectories. We need to make the folder for the player, their karma folder, and then the folder for the channel as well. And so by that point, we've made the we've made all the folders we need. So I'll just say that kh path equals this, and then we'll just use kh path here. Here and here and here. Good. Alright, so save that. And then, yeah, so let's continue on. This does not have to do with player data. Not player data, not player data, not player data, not player data, and also commented out. This is player data, though, right? Yeah. Oh, and we're checking if it exists. We're only using this string twice in a row, so... Should I just do this? This is on link account, so I'm not going to bother like changing how I'm doing that, because I'm doing it at least mostly correctly. So, and we're checking if it exists before we reference it. Yeah, and we're not writing anything, so we don't have to check if the folder exists. We only have to check if the file itself exists. So, good. So if OS path exists, players name links. Yeah, so again, we're only checking if it exists. With open, yeah, so and we only try and open it if it exists already. So then if there's a linked player, and then we check if the linked player has like a linked text file, and then yeah. So we've checked if it exists before we try and open it, and oh, okay, wait, how about this one though? Okay, so this I think is a case where we need to, this is a case where we can't assume the presence of we can't assume the presence of these these folders. So we have to say if we'll say like wf_path equals players / winner. Oops. Nope, not like that. And then we'll say if not os.path.exists wf_path, then we will say os.mcdir. Actually, I'll just say like pfpath, because I'm just going to reuse the same variable. So os.mcdir. What is this here? Yeah, so pfpath. Then we'll use pfpath, because heck, we already, whatever. Pfpath. Right, and then we'll say, so we'll do this again, and then except we'll say loser. Loser, and then yeah, we can replace this with pfpath. Okay. Yeah, and this, like, I mean, players link their accounts every so often, but like, it's like, relative to like other things that happen in the game, it's actually very rare. All right, so that's all set, and then so this is later in the same line of whatever. So we at this point we can assume the existence of those make dirs or whatever, because we're using the same. It still has to do. Yeah, we're still referencing like the loser folder. So actually, we could still even use pfpath at this point, because it's still the same value, still the same variable. I'm not going to right now, though, just because. All right, so for consistency, I'm just gonna put this here for no particular reason, and then yeah, okay, so good. So unlinking accounts, similar. All right, so we're checking if it exists before we try and open it, and that's good. And this is still the same file. So I don't know. I'll just say like fpath equals, because I don't know, if we're referencing it like 3 times in a row, we might as well. Actually, no, you know what? I'm not going to care here, because like players rarely ever unlink their accounts. So like technically, yeah, I could do that, but I'm not going to care about it right now. If I decide to care about that someday, I'll do it on the day that I start caring. Okay. So then again, so we check if exists, link link blah blah, and good, and then yeah. So right, so this is the file that we just checked whether it exists, so we're good there. All right. Oh yeah, so this is just loading event data that has nothing to do with players. This has nothing to do with players. Nothing to do with players. Oh, this has something to do with players. Wait, where are we? Oh, and Nick Karma. Okay. Yeah, this has something to do with players. Player dictionary. Yeah, wait. Can we just assume the presence of this? No. Oh no, we can, because like before we did all the make dir stuff up here. Yeah. Okay. Right. So that one is in order. Yes. Do do do. So then, how about this one? Right, we're checking if it exists before we write to it, so that seems to be okay. Uh, and in this case, we're checking if it exists before we read to it, and that's okay. And in this case, we're just writing to it directly, so that's also fine. Um, and so again, we're checking if exists. We're checking if it exists before we append to it, and then otherwise we just write directly to it, and that's also fine. Because we already checked previous to all this stuff. We checked to make sure that the folders exist. Yeah, we did it up here. Okay, good. Backs. This is something different. This is not related to players. Oops. Nor is this. This is not related to players. Not related to players. This is related to players. But we are doing what we need to do. We're making sure that folder exists. Good. Yeah. Okay. We're making sure the folder exists, and then we're writing directly to the file. So if the file doesn't exist, it'll exist after that. This with. Can we assume this? With open players Twitter dictionary, Twitter screen name as T data. Oh, we're writing to it. Oh, yeah, no, the only folder that it assumes is the Twitter dictionary, and that actually is fine. Because the Twitter dictionary does exist. I can verify that. Alright, so it doesn't technically have anything to do with players. It's in the players directory, but it doesn't technically, yeah. Okay, so but then yeah, so if we do then check though for the player for the player's individual folder. And I mean, I guess I can just do like pfpath equals this thing here. So we can just say pfpath here, and we can say it here. And we can say it here for most of this. Alright. And then, alright, so where else? Participation, no, that's not related to players. Twitch name, this is related to players. We're checking if it exists before we read from it. Yeah, so that's good. We're checking if it exists before we read from it. Otherwise, we just write directly to it. Oh, are we? So this is still the same player that we did before. Are we logically consistent that we did necessarily pass through that other thing before we got to this point? So right, so we evaluate all through this, and then we go down. Right, so that actually, yeah, so that all precedes this if case, for which this is like not literally the else case, but another if else blah blah etc etc. So when we're in this block, we have necessarily passed through that other chunk of code before, so we can at this point we can assume the presence of that player's folder because we already made it earlier on. Yeah. Oh, and this is also, I mean, this. Wait a second. Link data? Oh, I guess actually technically. Oh, you know what's funny? We actually don't have to check the Oh. Yeah. You know what's funny is that we don't actually have to check the presence of link data. We don't have to check the presence of that folder for linked players because you can't have a linked account if the other folder doesn't already exist, because when you link your accounts, it necessarily has a folder in order to save the fact that it's linked. So, oh, the script is still down. Alright. I need to put something, you know what I need to do is I need to change my desktop background. Underneath this place where I usually have my side quest graphics, I need to like write a small note to myself saying like restart side quest. Why are you seeing this? You should be seeing side quest here instead, or something like that. Just to remind me to actually like start it. All right, so yeah, yeah. So it's like I don't know. It's like I'm planning on taking that section out anyway, so I won't bother doing it now. But it just amused me to think that yeah, technically I can do that if I felt like it. Okay, so excuse me. Oh, the linked account bonus thing. I think I'm just not going to care about that. So the thing that I'm changing about the linked accounts with their experience and stuff like that, I'll change the way the experience works, but I'm just going to leave the bonuses the way they are now, because like I really don't care. Maybe I'll just take out bonuses. Maybe like at a certain point, I'll just like stop giving away bonuses. I guess. I guess that honestly feels like the best path at this point. All right, so this is like yeah, this is either good or I'm gonna change it later or something. Either way, let's continue on for now. All right, so with open, yeah, this is not player data or anything. So okay, let's so if OS exists participation, this is not player data. It's not player data. No, this is player data. Right, this is the bonuses thing. Okay, so we do have to check. Right, so if name in backlink dictionary. Oh yeah, right. This is this is like the linked accounts bonuses thing that I was just talking about. So if this exists, what if it doesn't exist? Oh yeah, so if it doesn't exist, then we have to say right. So we can't just open it immediately for writing, because now we have to. No. This is the case of a linked account. Name is in the backlink dictionary. Right now, I can assume right. So in the case of the backlink dictionary, I can, like I was just saying, I can assume the presence of these directories because in order to be in the backlink dictionary, you have to have a linked account, which means okay. So yeah, so this is actually fine. So for the whole if name and backlink dictionary section, we don't have to update anything here. We're necessarily secure in our assumptions of the presence of those folders. However, in the case that it's not, then we say player name. So okay, so good. We say so pf path. If os path exists, then we do that, and then otherwise we make dir. Okay, good. So this is a little bit of a reformulation of like what I usually do, but that's fine. Why do I do it this way? Why don't I just do it the normal way? I don't know. Whatever. This is fine. Alright, so good then. So let's jump ahead to the next thing. Wow, I didn't have to change anything there. Cool. So this is not player data. Oh, okay, wait. With open. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Excuse me. This is fine. We don't have to worry about this. Because we don't actually write to. Like, we do reference another player's data, but we never write to it here, so we don't have to. Yeah, right. We check if it would exist, if the file, not the directory, would exist before we try and open the file. And we don't ever try and write to it, so we don't have to care about it. Yeah. Okay, so if in progress. What is in progress? I don't even know. Oh. Whatever. Okay, so how about here? So we check if the file exists before we try and open it. Wait, can we? With open, can we just assume the presence? Can we just assume this? Is this a safe assumption? Player's name orig. What is name orig? What is name orig? Like, where does this originate from? Where am I setting this? Maybe I'm getting it out of like the earlier part of like the. No, seriously, where does this come from? Oh, here. Okay, okay, yeah. So the name is before we take the real name conversion. Wait a second. Why would we be using name orig for this section though? That seems weird, but why are we using the original name here? Like for linking accounts is like the one place where we don't care about the original name, I feel like, because the whole original name thing is just like we send so we have like the what was it, like the real name function. I don't know, I'm just like confused by myself here, because like the whole point of the real name function is that we send names through the real name function to find out who's the primary on the linked account. So like the only time real name and name, like the only time name orig and name would differ is if the accounts were already linked. Oh right, but we can do this for linked accounts. Right. Yes, that's why it is, because you can, even if your accounts are currently linked, you can relink to a different account without unlinking first. So that's why we use the original name. So yeah, so I don't know that it's necessarily safe actually to assume. No, it's not necessarily safe to assume the presence of this folder, right? Because, well, have we called like the makedir commands like? Oh wait. If this is all part of like the same block of like processing from like way back in the day, actually I guess this would all be part of. So wait, no. So name. No, I don't think. No, I don't think I ever do the makedir thing necessarily. So I should do the makedir thing by the time we get down there. Yeah, unless I can trace back to a point where I am making that directory, I should make that directory. Yeah. So, I mean, it's uncommon that a player, as their very first action that they'll, do in this game, it's uncommon that the first thing that they'd ever do is link their accounts, but it is feasible. So, yeah, so let's say if not os.path.exists player's name orig. And I mean, if name orig is not, like if name orig equals name, then no, if name orig doesn't equal name, like if it matters that we're actually using name orig, then in that case we would already have the folder, because that would mean the accounts are actually linked already, and so there is necessarily this folder. But that's actually, I think, the less common. That is definitely the less common scenario. So here we have it. Yeah, we'll just make that directory. Okay. So let's excuse me. Yeah, excuse me. Sorry. So let's yeah, let's continue on. Continue looking for these .txt references. It's just .txt, right? All the data in the player folders is all just .txts. There's never like different, like we never save like, yeah, other things here. Okay, just checking. Excuse me, sorry. I don't know what's wrong with my face. Excuse me. Okay, so let's it's that's canon now, Trent. You said it, so that's therefore canon. what happens if you try to link an account that's already linked? Yeah, if you try and link an account that's already linked, I actually it used to bug out and get weird. But what happens is, so let's say like you have Twitter account A, Twitter account B, and Twitch account, right? So like let's say A and Twitch, like Twitter A and Twitch are connected, right? If the Twitch account tries to connect to account B instead, and then like B reciprocates and like that actually succeeds, what happens first is that those get linked, right? What So at first, like my first gut reaction was like, oh, I should make it so that by doing that, it automatically unlinks the other account. But actually, it kind of leaves the other account in like a pseudo-linked state. The next time that account enters the game, it'll check if the link is reciprocal. And if the link is not reciprocal, that can only occur in the case that an account had been linked and is no longer linked. So it'll clean it up the next time the player enters the game. That's actually, incidentally, that's also where I'm planning on putting the other thing about the cached experience. So basically, so what I'm going to do now is like, so if two accounts are linked, and like they either unlink for whatever reason, or they unlink because one of the accounts linked to a different account. At that juncture, the account that's doing the unlinking is going to put its cache to the other one, and so that way, the next time that account logs in, not only will it see that it's unlinked and it will clean up its linkage, but it'll also accept the cache at that time. So for example, like let's say you'd gained 100 experience while the accounts were linked. When they unlink, the primary account will give and this only happens in the case that the unlinker is the primary account. If the unlinker is the secondary account, then it can actually like absorb the yeah, I'll get to that later, but like yeah, that's roughly how it'll work out. So let's do what then? Okay, so bonuses. Yeah, bonuses. I think last time I looked at this, yeah, right. Last time I looked at this, I didn't actually have to change anything because the whole backlink dictionary, the whole backlink dictionary section is fine because we can assume the presence of the folder, because to get into the backlink dictionary, you have to have your accounts linked, which means you have to have that folder existing. And then the else case, I think the last time I looked at it, it actually yeah, we do the mkdir thing before we write to it, and in every other situation, we've checked that it exists. Right, we've checked at least that the path exists. Yes. So yeah, so this is basically the same bonus section that we had up above in the other place. I can make a function out of it, except that I hate how Python uses functions, or I just don't care for how Python does functions and stuff. Excuse me. Okay, so let's so we're almost there. We're like most of the way through the script. So bonuses done. Raw I have fname. This does not have to do with player data. Participation, not player data. This is player data. What is the name? The name of the player. Okay, sure. With open players, yeah. So before we do that, before we assume the existence of the player's name, we'll want to say, wait a second. Yeah. We also want to say, so if os dot, or so if not os dot path dot exists, and then this doesn't happen no, this happens often enough. So yeah, no, I'm gonna say like pf path equals this. Like this line, like updating a player's name doesn't happen that often. It like only happens once, but it happens once per player, and it happens like really early on for the players for whom it happens. So I feel like that's enough reason to not do the redundant string concatenations and whatnot. So yeah, so that is all good. And then yeah, so then in this else case, we'll do basically the same thing, except oh, whoops, I didn't do the mkdir thing. That's kind of an important statement. Mkdir or os dot os.mcdir pfpath. Yeah, right, that's the important part. And then so copy this down here, and then except here it's players backlink dictionary as this part here, and then we can replace this with pfpath. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So this is not having to do with players. Oh, we're in the data thread now, or we're out of the data thread. We're into the graphics thread, and we don't actually save player data in the graphics thread because the graphics are just about visuals. So I'll make a quick spin through just to make sure that I'm not overlooking something. But like, I'd be really surprised if we really shouldn't be editing player data on this thread, considering that would mean we'd be editing player data on 2 threads at the same time, and that sounds dangerous. Wait, what is this? Oh, I'm back at the start again. I was like, wait, hold on. But no, I looped all the way around. Alright, so good. We did it! Yay! Don't create data for new players until necessary. Cool. So I'll need to test that at some point. But first let's move on and continue doing other things. So like so for potential experience. Oh yeah, okay, so here's another, actually, so maybe before I do potential experience, I should do, before I do potential experience, I might want to do that thing about like setting up the data cache to like give players experience, because like I'm cutting potential experience from the game, but like for any player in the player dictionary right now, like they're gonna have like some amount of potential experience, right? So like, me, for example, I right now have, oh, well, I have 0 potential experience, bad example. I must have just cached mine in recently. But like for most players in the player dictionary, they'll have they'll have some non-zero amount, and it's usually only going to be like a little bit of potential experience, right? It's not that much, because that whole system is not supposed to pile up too high. But yeah, so right, I'll want to have this like experience cache thing, just so that like when I cut potential experience from the game, it doesn't. When I cut potential experience from the game, it doesn't. I want to make sure it doesn't. Like it just doesn't like evaporate. It just doesn't disappear. And then yeah. So let's do what then? Yeah, this is gonna change stuff in weird ways. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not even fully formed. Like, the idea of, like, what I'll be doing instead of the potential experience, I don't even know exactly. So some of it I'll be figuring out as I go. Like, it'll be pretty straightforward. Like, for one thing, I'll probably change the growth values. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So, anyways, let's start by... Oh yeah, so should I do the cache thing first? I mean, there are other ways that I could go about that. Nah, yeah, I'll just do the cache thing first, I guess. So I'll just make it so that, like, there's like a cache file, right? Oh, yeah. So there's a cache file, and I'll just use it for experience first. Yeah, because like I was saying, with the linked accounts, like, I only plan on doing this for experience. The other stuff I'm going to leave how it is currently. So yeah, so we'll just say, oh yeah, so the awkward thing about this is like, how do I want to do this? It's basically like, once I load in the player, I have to like check if there's a cache file. And if there's a cache file, I crack it open, I read how big it is, I add that experience, but like in a secret different way that's like not the usual way of adding experience. Or I could just do it the old-fashioned way. I mean, the easy thing to do would just be like read in the file and then literally just do add experience. I think that's actually fine. I think that's super fine. Yeah, no, I actually like that. So that's it's not going to be a super sophisticated situation, but um, but it'll work at least. So that's good. Uh, oh, it'll actually it works fine for like what I'm doing now, but I'll probably want to touch it up and make it a little bit nicer once I do the Twitter cache thing. Because if I did it like that, like let's say a player links their accounts when they're like level 2, right? So they link their accounts and then they get to like level 50 and then they unlink their accounts. What would happen is the cache like that gets sent over to the other account, the other account would still be level 2, um and then oh wait. Oh no, I know. Oh shoot, no. Oh shoot. Wait, no, I shouldn't. No, right? Yeah, because okay, so it'll be okay for the passive points thing, but then right. So some of the funny things. Okay, let's say the player links their Twitch and Twitter accounts, and their Twitch account is the primary, right? So what would happen is if they unlinked their accounts, the cache would be enough experience points to get from level 2 to level 20 or level 50. And so that player would just keep leveling up. They would just keep leveling up. I was gonna say, well, I could shortcut them directly to 50, but if that account is a Twitter account, then they would get tweeted every one of those level tweets. So basically, yeah, it won't be that difficult. I basically just have to shortcut them to the high level, and skip all of the level tweets until we've gotten to that point. So I'll need like a way to temporarily suppress level tweets, I guess. Yeah. Okay, that should work, I guess. So let's do that. Yeah, and actually, like I was saying, the very first implementation is really simple. I just go, yeah, like so. Yeah, so let's go to the place where we add players, and so we'll just do it. I'll just do it arbitrarily, like at the end, like right before the linked stuff, because like I don't think it's like possible, but like hypothetically, if a player, oh wait a second, no, I guess, oh gosh, how does this work? Because I was going to say, if a player is linked, then hypothetically, like cashing in on this experience should actually get applied to both accounts. It should get applied to not just the primary account, but also the linked account. But then, is there going to be an exploit? No. Because this gets applied the first time you enter the game. And the first time you enter the game, your account, there's no way to unlink your account and relink it before you cash in on this cache. You'll get this cache immediately when you enter the game, and so it'll get processed before you could ever possibly relink your accounts, I hope. I mean, the alternative would be that I could just like have it so that it. No, yeah, because the alternative would just be to only have it add the experience to the primary and not to the other account. But that doesn't seem necessary. I don't think that'll be necessary. Oh, so yeah, so I'll have to do it at the end after we handle like the linked data and stuff like that. So like so like if linked, yeah, so it'll be like it'll happen. Oh, wait a second. If linked, oh, wait a second. Wait, this is not the else to if linked. Did I not set that up correctly? If OS path exists. This is supposed to be the else to if OS path exists. Wait, what the crap is this? global font char player dictionary name dot name width equals. Whoa, I messed up something here. Because this is supposed to be unindented. But then where's this supposed to go? What even is this? Let's look in a previous version of the script. Add player. Yeah, what is this? What is this font width? Blah blah blah. Whatever. I think it must have that must have been some this must have been left over from when we're updating the player's name. Yeah. So I guess I can still do that here, right? So this is just supposed to be if player name not equal blank. Yeah. I am still supposed to do this. All right. So if player name not equal blank, then we'll do that. Okay. So this is supposed to be the else case to whether the player's like folder exists at all, and then right. So now in this line, indented at this distance will be we'll do what? So yeah. So we'll say if exists. What did Trusty Bard say? Whoa, disarm or teach? Oh, I know what the problem is. Oh, weird. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Sorry about that. I'll fix that real quick and restart the script. Oh, actually, I'm just gonna cancel this event because this event isn't gonna work. Oh no, there it goes. Wait a second, it totally worked. Yeah, weird. Okay, we'll stop the script. So the event actually did work. Okay, so it was just superficial. No, I think I know what I'm doing wrong. I'm setting the action tags. I'm pre-populating the action tags before I actually update the event. Brad Circlepit, hey, welcome to the channel. Thanks for following. So I just added that. This is one of the things that I just added in, right? It's a action. Action dictionary equals. So I get a little too ambitious with this. I'm using the current event to set the action dictionary, but I haven't even set the current event yet. I don't actually set the current event until down here. So yes, jumping the gun a little bit. So I'll just move this down to after we've set cur ev equals events blah blah blah. Yes. So heck, this seems like a fine time to do it as well. Right around the time that we're doing the other action keys stuff. Yeah. So save that, and then what else? We can. I guess I'll do it here too. Nah, whatever. I'll just have to remember to bring the changes from this version over at the end of the day. Nah, I'll do it now. Nah, whatever. I'll do it whenever I feel like it. I'll do what I want. No, okay. So let's say, so we know that the folder exists here. So we can say if os.path .exists. Yeah, so that bug when it was happening was just it was superficial because it wasn't preventing you from like using the correct action tags. It was keeping the old action tags in the event. And so at the midpoint, when Trusty Bard was like analyzing like how is this event going, Trusty Bard thought there were those extra action tags in there, and he's like, well, this is event type 4, and no one's chosen disarm or teach yet, so I should probably tell people they should choose disarm or teach. And he was just picking randomly. He could have said like disarm, he could have said teach, he could have said any of the events from the he could have said confront, he could have said I mean, he should have said, actually, what was it, remedy or blessing, whatever the other one actually needed was, yeah. But he just like picked randomly. Yeah. All right. So cool. OS path that exists. So this will be players. Play players. I never have to worry about the cache on the linked account. Because again, you can't have a cache on a linked account. No, I guess you can. I guess you can actually. So should I check? I guess I should actually check both. I should do it after I check for account linkage, because when I add the experience, I'll want the accounts to be linked at that time. But yeah, no, I guess I should check both of their caches. So actually, I guess I'll do the linked cache first. I'll do the linked cache right at the end of this like linked conditional, and then right after the linked conditional, I'll do. Okay, yeah. So players slash, and this is supposed to be in quotes. Players slash, and then name or plus name plus cache.txt. And it's only ever just pure experience points. Like the only thing I ever cache is just pure experience points. So it's always just gonna be an integer representing experience. Oh yeah, I can restart the script soon. I won't restart it yet because I think it's still slightly too soon, but I can restart that in just a moment. So if this exists, then we'll say so with open this thing. Yeah, I mean this is pretty straightforward for now. I'll want to make it a little more sophisticated later, but for now it's just so with players name cache.txt as like I don't know, like C data, then add experience name and then C data, or then so the integer version of C data dot read, yeah, and then or C data dot read, yeah, and then we'll how do I unlink? Is it like os dot unlink? I think is how you delete a file, because after we read the cache, we'll want to delete the file, right? We only want to read in the cache once. So os.unlink. Yeah, os.unlink, right? Remove or delete the file path. Oh, it's the same. Oh, same as remove. So I'll just use remove instead. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So then we'll say yeah, os.remove cache.txt. Okay. And then so we'll do basically the same thing right here, but as part of this whole linked blah 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 whatever, and except we won't use name. We use what is the linked? Yeah, we'll use linked for the. So we check if it exists, but we do still add the experience to name, because like we're reading from the linked account, but we're adding the experience to the same account. So yeah, and then we clear that one. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So now I'm gonna write a script like that basically just like erases passive points from the entire game. I'm not gonna do it right now because the game still supports passive points. But I'm gonna write a script that eliminates all passive points from all the history, from all the player data of all the players in the game, and then converts it to cache. So then when the next time I restart the script after that, all the players will get their saved up passive points just as like an instant bonus. Yeah. Yeah. And then yes. Yes indeed. Quite so. Pip pip. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so let's let's do what then? So the next thing to do would be to like get to take passive points out of the game, and like just change like the data format of the .exp file. So I guess I can yeah. So let's look at references to passive points. Like for example, when we write data, yeah. So like all these references to passive points will change. For p key in player dictionary, passive points count plus equals player dictionary. Oh, this is when we're, yeah, so this is going to change pretty fundamentally. Oh, right, this is the, all right, maybe I'll start by changing the bonus system. Because, like, right, I'm taking, like, the passive points count is greater than 0. Yeah, I can just get rid of that now. Growth exp value was growth exp value. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, right. So I don't really have to do that either. So right, I used to like it used to be like when passive points actually like existed, or like I mean they do still technically exist. Oh, speaking of things that exist, I can restart the script. Then things will really exist. Look how present and material they are all of a sudden. Sorry, I'm freezing the graphics to put them in place, and there we go. Okay. Yeah, so when passive points existed, I used to calculate, like, there was the question, like, okay, so it's time for a growth opportunity, but, like, is actually anyone even going to benefit from this growth opportunity? And sometimes the answer would be no. Sometimes there would be no one present who had enough passive points. And we used to, like, in that case, we would typically, we would roll to get, like, a lower one with lower points value. Because like sometimes like birthday, for example, is worth like 30 points, and if no one had 30 points saved up, then we would want to just like actually no, like choose like a different one, the one that like only costs or like would only, you know, only matter for a much smaller amount of points. So yeah, let's so right, so now we can just like skip all of that checking entirely. No eligible players, slow your roll. So that's like not a valid error anymore. Oh, you know what I should do is I should like keep a I should keep a timestamp for when the most recent I should keep a timestamp for when the most recent growth whatever like occurred, because the GM can like control when these things occur. And so it's not to like accidentally like overdo it, like because like I still want there to be variability in like how many points these things are worth, and so if too many of these things happen too frequently, then you know they'll each be worth like less than, yeah, just to keep the overall pacing in order. Yeah. So yeah. So the Oh yeah. You know what I'll probably do is I'll probably like, well, no, the automated system can stay roughly the same. The automated system can stay basically the same, and it'll just like pick one at random. And then yeah, no, it'll do basically the same things, except instead of now like putting together the eligible list, it'll just basically use the entire player dictionary as the eligible list. Like anyone who's here is eligible, because we're not keeping track of these points individually. So, oh, I don't know if it actually matters, but I'm going to set Python to run at a higher priority again. Just because why not? Okay. So, yeah. So I can unindent this stuff. Growth experience yeah. Okay, so actually, I will still want to do. No, I don't care about the growth experience thing. I don't have to do that here. Right, and so this average stuff, like, I can get rid of all of this stuff. Excuse me. So growth text. Okay, yeah. So all that's really left here is just to do the to oh, some adventure. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was wait, yeah, how do I do that? Some adventures for LI. Oh, does this with the command panel, does it always say some adventures? Some adventures. I thought it apparently it doesn't do the huh. Yeah, apparently because it doesn't at this point it doesn't know. Yeah, okay, no, I think I did that intentionally. At this point it doesn't know whether the like how many players are going to get the bonus. So I always just say some adventures. I don't say like how many adventures. It's just always some adventures. Uh, hey, Forbesy. Always wanted to learn Python, but after seeing... Good. I've done my job. um... Always wanted to learn Python, but after seeing your games, changed your minds. Good. Good. Good then. Okay. What so what are we doing here? Do you have to do anything else here, or is like I mean it might be that this is fine. We just like we set up the text, we spit out the text, and then we schedule the init growth. So okay, yeah, I think that might be literally all of it. Yeah, so let's continue looking for references to passive points. Like this, for example, we can get rid of passive points. Player dictionary passive points equals int. Oh, this is when we're loading it in. Yeah, so we can just get rid of this line because we just don't load it in anymore. That's funny. It was still like there was still the conditional like if this data point ever existed, because this data point didn't exist in the original build or in the original version of the game. We added it in at a certain point when we added in this feature, and we never changed it so that like the yeah. All right, so continuing on. Right, so now we're just not going to save out this data point either, because this data point doesn't exist anymore. So when we're saving out player data, we can just skip this line. And so yeah, passive points interval, passive points time. Yeah, we can just get rid of those. Because like that's separate from like the growth interval and like the growth time and stuff. That was just like that was the rate at which players accumulated passive points. So passive points. Okay, here's where we init the growth. Yeah, so so right now we're saying we're just looping over the entire player dictionary and we're checking which ones are eligible. Do I want to change how this works? You know what I might do? Man. I was going to... Okay, so the system is not technically going to be fair. The new system is not technically going to be fair. Because it's not going to be... it's not that every player is going to gain passive points at like a consistent rate. It's that at intervals, some players will randomly gain these bonuses. And it'll be strictly random. So, I don't know. I guess, like, what can I do there? Like, without breaking the bank in terms of, okay, I guess I can make it so that players, yeah, no, you know what I can do is I can make it so that players, oh, yeah, actually, maybe I should do that instead. Yeah. Oh, actually, so instead of getting rid of the that third data point, I think I'm going to change what that third data point means. The third data point is basically going to be like a cooldown, I guess, that like players don't like the same players don't get like the same bonuses again and again. Because like hypothetically, if there were two players and you flipped a coin to represent to like pick which player should get the bonus, you might end up getting the same one like a million times in a row. Like it's not statistically likely that you'd get the same one that many times in a row, but like it could happen. There's nothing like to technically prevent that from happening. So, yeah, I don't know. All right, let's. Oh, am I on TS or something with someone? Oh yeah, no, I do have music, but my headphones are plugged into my my mobile device. They're not plugged into my computer. I used to yeah. That's what that's about. Okay, so uh yeah, so is that gonna be better? Like I'll just make it so that like the same players aren't constantly getting the the bonus, but like how far down that hole am I gonna go? Because if I like if I do too much in terms of like if I go too far in terms of like keeping track of like some approximation of fairness, uh, then what? It's gonna like it could get costly again. It could get like uh, a costliness approximate to like how costly the original system was. So I could just go strictly random. I just don't want to. Because like also like what if there's like a bug that like messes with the randomness or something? Like I don't know. It'd probably be fine. Well, so the thing that I wanted to do, the thing that I'm tempted to do is go really chunky. Instead of giving like a few points to a lot of people, it's like like data wise in terms of data writing, it's more conservative and effective to give a big chunk of experience to relatively few people. So yeah, I don't know. What uh yeah, what do I want to do here? Uh um yeah, I'll make it like yeah, no, I'll just not worry about it right now. I'll implement something. I'll see how it feels, and if it turns out that I don't like how it's playing, then I can always change it up. Yes, that is my prerogative. So I believe I will do so. Yeah, so for P key and player dictionary, if yeah, no, we're just gonna say what are we gonna say? I guess like oh yeah, so we still want to okay, so we still want to keep track of we do want to keep track of like growth time or whatever. So like growth time equals or no, I was gonna say growth time. So growth time will equal time.time. But we'll do that at the end once we apply the whatever. Yeah. Uh, oh, I do not need to be printing this like all the time. Uh, yeah. So yeah, I guess I'll do it right before we do the passive chirp or whatever. So we'll say growth time equals frame time, right? Yeah. And right, so to determine how valuable this event should be, we'll check what was the most recent growth time. So we'll say growth exp value. So yeah, we'll say growth exp value equals growth exp value equals growth time growth or so like frame time minus growth time or something. Frame time minus growth time times what, or like divided by what, divided by what is the growth cooldown, growth cooldown, times I don't know, like what's the average, I'll say like times 5 or something. Yeah. And so this should be an integer. So I'll say like 5 times these values. Yeah. Yeah. Will that turn out as an integer? I forget. Alright, so yeah, so let's do what then? Let's right, so we don't do this passive points thing anymore. We're basically just picking randomly now. So I don't want to loop over the entire player dictionary. So so what is it that we want to choose? I could make it like, I could just make like a rule that like it's like 25% of players like get this passive bonus or whatever. So like everyone has a 1 in 4 shot of getting it. But again, I don't literally want to loop over the entire player dictionary. If anything, I just want to like randomly pick from the player dictionary. So I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly that amount either. So I can just say like, yeah, I know. I'll just say like, so like p list equals player dictionary dot keys and then we'll say like p count counter equals random dot rand int 0 to 4, no, 0 to 7, and then 0 to 7. Yeah, I guess this is fine. P counter equals random int 0 to 7, and then we'll say so for so we'll say while plist is so while the length of plist is greater than p counter. Actually, I'll just call it like PCT for no particular reason. PCT, then we'll say so eligible list dot append plist index p count, and then we'll also say p count plus equals random int 0 to 7. So wait, if I did this though, if I did it like this, then This would actually be only 1 in every 7. Oh no no no! This wouldn't come out. This wouldn't turn out to be like 1/8 of players. This would be like, how would this work? Oh, it can't actually wait. It can't be 0 to 7. It can be 1 to 7. Actually, oh yeah, no. Maybe I should do like 2 to 7 or something like that. Like the first one can be 0 to 7, but then instead maybe it should be like 2 to 4 or something, or 2 to 5. Yeah, because if we think about this, like the average roll here will be like 3.5. Oh, so maybe it should be 2 to 6. So the average roll here is 4. So on average, it'll skip down the list in intervals of 4. Like it'll skip. So yeah, I think this will roughly pick us out like 1/4 of the player list. And we don't have to loop over the entire player list. We only have to loop over 1/4 of the player list. And because those are the players, we can't avoid like hitting 1/4 of the player list because that's who's getting affected by this. So actually, maybe it should be like 1/5, like 20% of players. I don't know. The smaller I make this cross section, and I can always tune it later. But like the smaller I make this cross section, the more the more like unfair it can be, hypothetically, or the more statistically likely it will be to get unfair. Yeah. I'll huh. I mean, the other thing I could do. Yeah, you know what? Maybe it'll be maybe I'll use a different list for this. Because like I don't know. Like I was just thinking like there are a few things that I wouldn't mind changing about this system, which is like I wouldn't mind if like I don't know. I was just thinking like yeah, no, I guess it's fine the way it works currently. Yeah, no, I guess this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. It's totally fine. Totally fine. um huh. All right. I'll stop worrying about it. Um okay, I'll stop worrying about it. Okay. So yeah, let's well, I was just thinking like what if it only chose from players who like were not lurking, or like what if it only chose from players who had specifically like taken an action before? Like thank you, right? Because like there are a lot of players who will just show up and like not interact in any way, and I honestly don't mind if they were omitted. Like I kind of intentionally included them because like I think that is a valid thing. Like I don't know. Maybe what is this list that I actually want? Maybe it'll be like huh. I'm trying to so yeah, I guess like I'm trying to think of like ways that I can like refine this list to be like more like what I want. Like make it the list of players that I think should be eligible. And then also like how can I do it in like a way that's like performant and like optimized? No, yeah, sorry, I'm probably asking a lot of rhetorical questions. I'm not actually asking questions. Sorry, I'm asking like rhetorical questions to myself. So I apologize if that's unclear. I Yeah. I guess I'll, so again, for now, I'll probably just do something simple and straightforward, and then I can worry about other stuff later. Okay, so right now I'll just do, I'll just do it like this. This is fine. And then, so, all right, so we have our eligible list now. So actual num players. Oh yeah, that we will still keep track of that. The difference. Oh no, actual num players is just going to be the length of our eligible list, so we don't have to like do anything special to figure it out. So wait, where were we referencing actual num players? Oh yeah, actual num players. So this is actually. Oh well. All right, whatever. I'll say actual num players equals the length of eligible list or eligible list. Yeah, there we go. And then all right, yeah. So I don't have to do this part about pruning the eligible list, right? Yeah, because this stuff. No, this is like what I just set up here is like basically the new method of like finding the eligible list. Graphics message dot put name tag status name tag list. Oh, name tag list. Yeah, wait. Name tag list is actually. Oh, okay. So I do still put together. I do still want to put together a name tag list. How am I doing that? Oh, am I not? Wait a second. I'm. Oh no. Okay. So yeah. Oh, name tag list is just also eligible lists. Okay. So. Yeah, actually, I can just, okay, so I can just get rid of all of this, and then I can just say, I can get rid of name tag list altogether. I can just say eligible list. Yeah, because it's the same thing now. And then growth messages dot put name tag status. Wait, 5? Sorry, I'm just thinking like average of 5 points for these things. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Oh, you know what? Um, hmm. Sorry. I was just, I don't know. I don't even know what. I was just like, I don't know. This is like a very, I'm like, so this system has been around for so long, and I haven't been displeased with it. Like, I thought it was in a good state, but because I'm changing something very fundamental about how the system works, like, I basically have to, like, rethink, like, so many things about, about how this is going to work. All right, so I'll stop complaining. I'll just say, all right, so actual num players is the length of eligible list. Graphics message, yeah, that's all good. So if do now index 2 equals 1. Wait, what is do now index 2 in this context? I honestly don't remember. Oh yeah, no. I know what it is. It's whether the player initiated it or whether the GM initiated it. So, right, okay. So actual num. So the rest of this might be fine, I guess. Yeah, where's the part where I actually add the experience though? Oh, was that part of the eligible? No. Wait, yeah, where's the part where where's the part where we actually add the experience to the players? Did I forget that part? I either accidentally deleted that part or I seem to have forgotten it. Um, uh, so like, yeah. So Vigard, just to reiterate, like I'm not actually taking suggestions. So I'm happy to tell you why I'm not doing what you mentioned, but it's actually if I don't mean to sound like I know I always sound like a jerk when I say this, but I don't mean to. Um, if you could have abstained from like giving them, that'd actually be really helpful. Um, so yeah, the reason like I said before, I'm looking for a solution that describes like what I'm trying to accomplish and is not incredibly costly and like poorly performant. So it has to. That's a very important thing, right? Because the whole reason I'm making this change is so that the game runs better. And so I can't consider things that are going to be like just unnecessarily headachy and like gross amounts of like processing. So yes, okay, yes, okay. So then, yeah. So what happened? What happened to the place where I actually um, had uh, experience? Do. Yeah, no, it was in this eligible list thing, right? So I shouldn't have gotten rid of that exactly. I actually should have kept like most of this. Oh yeah. Oh, the whole process EXP gains is going to be way simpler now that I think about it. Yeah, because like there's not this whole second value, and that's going to be way simpler. Um, Maybe I should redo process EXP gains now, because like real quick. Oh, so I don't even need to do the eligible list actually. Oh no, I do still need to put together the eligible list to like update the name tag statuses, but and like do that. But like yeah, that's like basically the only thing that it actually serves a purpose for. Because yeah, the rest of it is just right. So how does it go? Like process gains. So like process exp gains index. What is it going to be? P list index p count. Index p count. So we're going to say this equals process exp gains dot get p list p count. So we get this value, and if this value is not already in the system, then we just call it 0 instead, and then we add growth exp value. Yeah, okay, cool. And then so save that. Let's do what then? So yeah, that's all we have to do there. Oh yeah, so this is, I think I've changed init growth, and that's good, and like this is like updated and better and everything. I should now I might just quickly change process exp gains first, and then I'll continue with the passive stuff. So yeah, because like this is going to change pretty radically too, and not necessarily in ways that reference like passive points directly. So passive exp gains still is that, yeah. So oh yeah, so I should basically like copy this, because this is basically what I'll be redoing in a bunch of other places as well. So right, so like all the places that we were doing stuff like this, instead we can just do something way more straightforward, or like we can turn like that however many lines of whatever into just this. So right, so in this case it's going to be oh, this is another like eligible list thing. So yeah, I'll hold off on doing this one. I'll come back and do process exp gains at the end. Yeah, I'll finish updating passive first. So I have to do I'll just make a note to myself so I don't forget. Process. Actually, no, I'm not going to write it here. I'm going to write it in just like a notepad. Process exp gains as single int. Okay. Or single ints, plural. Okay. And then, right, so let's continue with passive. References to passive points. Passive chirp is not the same thing. Passive points. Okay, so yeah, here we are at the other init growth thing. So while true, so if, oh yeah, okay. So how is this going to change? It's going to be like instead of what we have going on here, schedule.pen, frame time, growth cooldown, growth, schedule.sort, growth interval, random. Yeah, I guess like most of this stuff is fine. Yeah, for now I'm just gonna say most of this stuff is fine. The things that I have to remember to do here, I mean I have to convert everything over to like the new way, and then the last thing I have to do is I have to set like growth time, right? Because I need to keep that up to date. Uh, so growth index. Yeah, I don't need growth time for this purpose, so I'll just set it here. So growth time equals frame time. Because like we don't. I might want to use growth time here, but no, I really don't actually. Yeah. No, this is fine. Okay. So while true, I mean, I might want to use something different than growth time altogether. Like, I might want to use like a different, like, like I might want to use like a passive points type system, but like specific to the, or like general, like not specific to each individual player, but like just a general one. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Actually, yeah, no, that's entirely feasible. Maybe I should do something like that instead. We'll see. Okay. So let's yeah. So if last value and growth, yeah, we don't need to do any of this stuff about like checking like this whole like while true loop. I'm pretty sure we can get rid of this too. We don't need to, yeah, because like it used to be that we'd like have to like pore over the list and like try and find like an event that like was valid, like given like the so I can just well, for one thing I can get rid of growth index, or like I can basically get rid of like all references to growth index, because like we only have to use it to, so like the last value, all this stuff, like well, not the eligible list, but like so all we have to do is say, yes, let's get rid of this weird conditional stuff. Oh, we can get rid of the break statement. What is this that's happening here? Actual number, say quote s. Why is this commented out? Say quote equals growth list. Well, I don't know why this is commented out. The system seems to be working right now, so I assume this is like old or like just not relevant or something. I don't know. Wait, what is this? Yeah, so like all of this stuff I'm just gonna get rid of. Doesn't need to be as indented anymore. So this whole if num players, like that is not a thing anymore. Because there's always going to be... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, hypothetically there could be 0 players. And actually I think that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. How do we do the sum? Like the sum players? Like how do we do the... what is it, like the synonyms, or no, number words, number strings? If length of say lines 0 equals 0, then, oh no, this is a index 0. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right. So, actually, yeah, no, I should, say, no, number strings index, actual num players, yeah, okay, so, actual num players, right, so I'm just gonna do, right, so hypothetically, actual num players, could equal 0, so I'm going to say actual num players equals the maximum between actual num players and 1. I'm just gonna if it was technically 0, I'll just say 1 instead, because whatever. I don't feel like accounting for the 0 case. All right, so yeah, a lot of this is going to be. Okay, so I don't need like this. Whoa, whoops, wait, hold on. I don't need this whole line of code or this commented out thing that I probably will never restore. Yeah, basically all I need to be doing. So GI equals random. Yeah, this is fine. I probably want to change a little bit of the randomness here so that like, because like right now the growth, how's it? It's like the game data, growth data, like I probably want to change like the values of these and like, I don't know. I want to do something here. Or like I could change I might like change the statistical likelihood of like, because like right now, like the ones that are worth more points are statistically less likely to occur just because of like how the system works. So I might want to like preserve something like that. I might want to make like some, I don't know, like I don't know how I would accomplish that really. Oh no, you know what I could do? Yeah. Instead of just picking randomly, so like instead of just saying like random int, I can say what would it be? Yeah, you know what I'll do is I'll say right, because this list is sorted. The growth list is sorted. How do I sort it? It's like it's sorted by growth list is sorted in order, not in like reverse order. So the ones lower on the list are more likely to occur. Okay, so yeah, so I'll say so instead of just random int, the ones lower on the list are the ones that are the ones with the lower index are the ones with the lower points value. So I'll say so not just random int, it's actually going to be so it'll be the length of growth list. The length of growth list. Oh yeah, the length of growth list minus 1 times. So it'll be an integer overall. It'll be an integer representing the length of growth list minus 1 times what's it going to be? Like random, but not just that. Like random pow, like so pow. Okay, so times pow random to the or so random squared or something, because like random is a number between 0 and 1, so if I square that, it's going to be a smaller number, so this will like skew it to the like the lower end of the spectrum. I feel like that's probably fine for now. How many items are there on the list? There are like 31, so like yeah, this is probably fine. I'll just leave it like that for now. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so growth time equals frame time. Eligible list. I feel like this probably isn't necessary anymore. No, this is this value is, yeah, this is all part of the passive point stuff, so this is all unnecessary now. So for p key, you're right. So this is where we're gonna change over to using that other thing. So what did we do before? So like p list equals player dictionary dot keys and then p count equals random dot rand int somewhere between 0 and 4, and then while wait, do I have an extra parentheses here? Oh, I do have an extra parentheses. Do I? Oh, I do, yeah. Huh. Okay. P count. Right. Okay. So then say while the length of p list is greater than p count, we'll say as before eligible list dot append p list index p count, and then the thing about adding experience. Oh yeah, so now we're down actually. Oh yeah. Wait, num players. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we can get rid of all of this. Oh, actual num players. I won't get rid of that. I can get rid of name tag list though. Right. So the other thing that we do here is we do the whole process exp gains blah blah. So you say process exp gains not eligible list is so plist index p count not index 0, just whatever, equals process exp gains. So we'll keep that value. So process exp gains dot get plist index p count alternately 0. So if there is no entry for this already, then it'll just be 0, and then it'll be plus growth list gi index 0, because this is how much experience points the event is worth. And so then we can skip all of this stuff. We can say actual num players. Oh yeah, whoops. We have to say p count plus equals random dot rand int. Oh yeah, the whole thing about if actual num players is. Oh, actually, yeah. I don't have to do this as a separate thing. I can just set actual num players. Yeah. So random dot rand int. What did it say? Like 2 to 6 last time. 2 to 6 averages out to 4. Yeah. Right. Okay. So actual num players. So actual num players is going to be the maximum between the length of eligible list and 1. It won't be less than 1. So yeah. Yeah. And actually I should do this, right, so I should do this the other place as well, just real quick before I forget. Oh, wait a second. Is this... I feel like this is outdated. The have versus has. Yeah. The has versus have thing is actually outdated. Because I changed that. I actually took that out a while ago. So that's funny. That's just been broken for a while. So yeah, so no. Wait, where is this? This is init growth. Yeah. So wait, what am I supposed to be doing here instead? Right, because I use number strings. Yeah. So it's always okay. So it's yeah. So plur. Oh yeah, plur. So I can just replace plur with have, because it's always plural. So like some adventures have grown from this something experience. Okay. So I just don't need to do plur at all. Yeah. So indeed, and then I do the like the num players like that I do. Right, but yeah, so the actual num players is right, like I said before, it's going to be the maximum between the length of the eligible list and 1. It's not going to be, if it's 0, we pretend it's 1. Yeah. So cool. Uh, oh,